today is like so many of us that lost somebody during this, even the last 20 years, but those that go all the way back to still have loved ones they remember. Today can be kind of a slow day for us because, everybody's having a good time. Everybody's running around. Everybody's with their family. But those of us that are hurting, it hurts. And in 2016, I kind of took a different challenge at this because Memorial Day was rough for me. And I started looking at it different, going, why don't we celebrate the life of someone that gave the ultimate sacrifice for something they truly love? Very few of us can say we've committed everything to something, truly everything to something. And the ones that we are honoring today that give us this opportunity to celebrate, that give us this opportunity to get up and live in the greatest nation in the world, that even gives me the opportunity to go to Washington, D.C. and represent them when they didn't even know me. They gave 100%. They gave everything to something they loved. And so I try to take this day and I try to remember that as a sacrifice that they were truly doing, setting an example for all of us, because Memorial Day is more than just hot dogs and boats. Yeah. Memorial Day is something that represents the patriotism that this country stands for.
Absolutely. You remind me this morning, as I prep for a lot of these shows and for our guests on the shows, I'll go through various news outlets. I go to TMZ.com, and I don't mean to call anyone out, but it said Happy Memorial Day, and it had a bunch of pictures of celebrities in bikinis at a party. And I wonder, how did you miss the boat on that? This is a day of honoring, of remembrance, of mourning, quite frankly, as we honor this last Monday in May each and every year, as you see a live look of Arlington National Cemetery on your screen. Talk about mourning. I do want to pivot over, if I can, to a tragedy that happened there in your state over the weekend, as I'm sure you're aware. A shooting there at an outdoor festival, 1 dead, 7 injured. This was in Taft. I believe this may be in your congressional district. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Just your thoughts on that and the tragedy there, again, at that festival.
Well, it makes you sick because we're not used to this. We're not Chicago or LA or one of the big cities that this stuff happens to. Taft is a very small community. And unfortunately, this was a family gathering. We haven't got all the details, but it still hurts us because there was needless people that passed away because of someone's anger and someone wanting to take something too far. Obviously we're still investigating, but this is very unusual. This just doesn't happen in rural Oklahoma. It doesn't happen in communities, and it sure should never happen at family events like this.
Absolutely. In talking about things that should never happen, that Texas school shooting, the elementary school, Robb Elementary in Uvalde, Texas. I'll show you this. This is from Newsmax.com and publishing this. And just really quickly, the headline here says, some families of victims outraged by Biden visit to Uvalde. Clearly, this is a hot button issue because what it brings to the surface is the talks of how can you prevent a mass shooting at a school, something that I'm sure every single American, every single person can come together to realize you don't want that, but it's how you solve this crisis that seems to divide us. Your thoughts on that and where we stand today as you see many calls, even the vice president calling for a ban on assault-style weapons. Sure. Many jump to gun control, many jump to mental health issues. Where are you on that?
It aggravates me when the left wants to politicize this over and over and over again. Every time they see a mass shooting, they want to politicize it and go after gun control. But yet they're silent on what's happening every day in LA and what's happening every day in San Francisco and what's happening every day in Chicago and what's happening every day in Detroit. They don't talk about that. But anytime there's a mass shooting, especially in a red state, they want to talk about gun control and they want to talk about banning assault weapons, which they don't even understand. What they won't do is actually, let's get to the root of the problem. What's happening to the family breakdown? What's happening to the mental illness? What's happening to the ability to actually invest federal dollars? They want they want the federal government to do something about it. What about us investing federal dollars and making all of our schools a hard target rather than allowing them to be a soft target? Let's talk about the video games that we're exposing our kids to, like Call of Duty or some of these very, very violent games that they all have mature warnings on it, supposed to be for an audience of 18 and over, yet everybody knows that little kids are playing these games. Let's really talk about the true root of the problem that we're exposing our kids to, the mental illness part, and quit playing politics with it. The left, everybody knows, has been wanting to get rid of the Second Amendment. Why? Because people fear things that they don't understand. And that I can understand, but that doesn't mean that we should just ban everything. I don't get on the metro in DC because I don't like it. I honestly don't. I kind of somewhat fear it because I got stuck on it once. That doesn't mean I want to ban it. Let's just educate ourselves about issues. Let's educate ourselves of what's going on in our neighborhoods. But for Kamala Harris and for President Biden to go out there and politicize this and take this strategy and try to make it for a political gain for them is absolutely absurd and ridiculous. And it should never have place here. But that's exactly where they're going to go. They're going to go past every other issue and go straight to gun control.
The DOJ is investigating what is happening in Uvalde, or at least they do plan to. That announcement was made. And you mentioned other root causes or other aspects of this shooting. This actually was a topic on Face the Nation, in particular, lack of security. Watch this.
Was the problem a lack of security?
Perhaps it was a lack of security, training. I think there's multiple factors that might be involved here. But right now it's easy to point fingers right now. It's easy to play the blame game.
Your final thoughts on that again, Congressman, and it kind of goes to your point that it could have been lack of security, it could have been lack of training. Obviously, according to Texas DPS spokesperson, there were multiple reports of the gunman engaged with someone, then they didn't engage with someone, then they were inside, cops went inside, they got shot, then some stayed outside. They treated it as a hostage situation. This went on for quite some time. Lives could have been saved. Some people bled out. There is a lot to this, an investigation that could continue on and on. I'll just give you the final word there on that.
Well, that's kind of the problem with 24-hour news cycles. Everybody's trying to run a breaking story before we actually had time to do a full debrief on something like this, which I get it. People want to know what's happening. But it's 100% lack of security. Our schools are a hard target. Most schools have multiple entry points. Even the ones that have only one single entry point, the doors a lot of times aren't unlocked. There's no alarms on them. There's no bulletproof glass anywhere, so the glass can easily be broken, be brought into get into the school. There's no perimeter fence, or very seldom is there perimeter fences. So without question, our schools can become a hard target if we want to invest the money into it. If you have one singular point of entry, you have a buzz-in point, but when they go into a soft door, you have that soft door that has bulletproof glass, and then every other door doesn't have a door handle on the outside. It only has a panic bar on the inside that will immediately sound the alarm. It's not that hard. It's one of those things that I used to do. I used to go around and study hard targets and soft targets in other parts of the country, knowing which places were vulnerable. In our schools, I can go by every school and say that's a vulnerable point. And these cowards, these mental illness individuals that have this fantasy of whatever they're trying to get accomplished here, they look for soft targets. They're not interested in a hard target, and they're going to continue to do this until we want to actually seriously address our schools and the problem that's going on there.